Hi, my name is Evie Marston.
Hi, my name's Yashaya Allen.
Hi, my name is Natasha Krishnan. I'm 5'6" and I live in Toronto. I'm an actress, writer, director, and a producer.
Hi there, I'm Liz Taylor.
I'm now 12 years old and have been theater acting since the age of 5 and film acting since the age of 9.
I've been acting since I was very small, but I just recently decided to pick it back up and to try to start acting again. So as of recently, I've been acting for a year and a half, and it's been so much fun just getting back into things.
I've been acting for about 5 to 6 years now, I believe.
I've been an actor and a model for about 7.5 years.
So when I was 5 years old, I just went up to my mom one day and said, I want to be on stage. So we got me on an audition and I got the part for the theater production, and I've been in loads of professional theater productions since then. So since I did theater acting, a lot of people told me that I should get an agent for film acting, so we did.
So my story with acting kind of starts when I was younger. I used to be a very outgoing child, and a lady at the mall was like, wow, you should put your kids into acting. And so my mom listened and she signed us up with a talent agent, and I did very small things here and there and I enjoyed myself. I can imagine I was very small, so I don't remember much. But it just became increasingly hard to drive me to all these auditions. I also have a little brother who was doing the same thing, and single mom, so it just wasn't tangible for us, and we took a break from it. And it wasn't until 12, 13 years later, and I kind of got this more mature idea of what acting is and why I would want to do it, and I fell in love with drama and TV and film, and just the ability to be able to tell someone else's story and just be something other than yourself and perform on stage. That was really enticing to me, and so that's how I kind of got back into acting after being in the industry for a moment when I was younger.
I first started acting when I did this reality TV show in 2014, I think. And that was my first on-camera, on-set experience. There was about 6 or 8 of us that got to go to India, Mumbai with the production team. And yeah, it was a really cool experience. And I was like, I have to act.
I began when I turned 50 as part of my midlife crisis. What happened was I'm a single mom, and I raised my son on my own without a penny of support, which, you gotta go like this sometimes to yourself. He's an amazing guy. Anyways, when he was going off to live in res at U of T, I thought I was gonna be like, freedom, freedom. And he left, and I thought, uh-oh, the house is empty. What am I going to do with myself? Who am I? I need someone to nurture. I need to do something. I need to reinvent myself. So I began Airbnb-ing my basement because I could get the nurturing hit then. It was great. I was meeting people from all over the world, and I at that time was making breakfast for them and creating a great experience for them, which was wonderful. And then a friend of mine gave me the book called The Artist's Way by Julie Cameron, I believe is her name. And it gets you sort of whittling down all the noise in your head, because we always have 12 million things on our mind, right? It's like monkey brain. And it whittled down all the noise and got to a question that said, what do you really want to be doing with your life? If you could do anything. And I thought, I want to be an actor. I was like, where the heck did that come from? I hadn't thought about it. I thought, okay, you need an agent. And at that time, I called Carolyn's Model and Talent Agency and got some amazing headshots done with Lindsay McDonald, who's a great headshot photographer. And they signed me. And within the first 2 years, I booked over 200 gigs. Crazy, right?
My first audition, it was my first self-tape, and we did it with our first agent. And he said that he made most adults cry, but I didn't.
I don't remember too much of my audition experiences from when I was younger, other than the stories my mom tells me. But when I talk about my audition experience, I usually start with about a year and a half ago. And that was kind of a pivotal moment for me, and also the industry as well, because it was the middle of COVID. So my first audition was a Zoom audition, which was very cool. I'd never done anything like that before. And you log into your Zoom account, the casting's there, and you deliver whatever lines they need. And they asked me to do a little bit of improv. I was very nervous, but overall it was it was a good experience. It was different because everyone's kind of used to being in front of someone and everyone seeing you being in the room. It's a much different experience, like through a screen, but nevertheless, it was very fun.
And my first audition experience was actually also in India. It was in the south of India in Chennai, which was very challenging. I did not get the audition sites beforehand. The audition scene was in an ancient historical Tamil. There was a coach, I remember, on set who coached me for about 45 minutes, and then I auditioned right after. So the whole process was about like an hour and a half.
But I remember like actually literally shaking like this and asking to do it again and again. And I just thought, oh my Lord, I blew that. But I left. And you know something? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I think everybody must feel that way when they start and have their first audition. When there's cameras on you and that pressure on you to, at that time actually, pressure on you to try to say the right things, you know, be the right way, all of that. With experience, it will grow that just take it easy and enjoy the process. It makes way more sense. And then the real you can just shine through.
I was feeling very excited and very confident.
I can vividly remember being super nervous. I had just gotten a new agent. I just moved to my university, Queen's University in Ontario. I was in my dorm room. This was like the beginning of September, and I'm on Zoom. And I have new neighbors that I don't know. And I was so afraid. I was like, these people are gonna think I'm crazy. I'm like doing my slate in front of the camera, and there's like so many things going on. I was like, oh, I hope no one knocks my door. Maybe I should put like do not disturb. I was just so many things going through my head. But I remember being so nervous and so like, I want to do a good job. I want to prove myself. This is my first audition with this new agent. I just want to do great. Yeah, I can remember that. But as soon as I like get into like the audition room, it's kind of like everything else fades away. Like you're nervous and your heart's beating so fast up until they're like, we're letting you into the waiting room. Casting is ready for you. But yeah, it was an unforgettable experience to say the least.
I was very terrified and I was very nervous.
I was terrified, absolutely terrified.
And it was for a movie filmed in Ireland for a supporting role.
This particular audition was actually for a commercial, which was, it was cool. I was like, whoa, this is so sick, this is so amazing.
And it was for a movie. The role was for a sister's role opposite the lead.
I think that our minds block things out to protect us. I actually don't even remember what it was for.
I did not book it, but it was down to, I was pinned and it was down to me and another girl.
I did not book it, but I did, however, get put on hold, which is super exciting. It was the confidence boost that I needed. I was like, whoa, okay, this is cool. So yeah.
I did not book the role because I was very terrified. But it was a cool experience and I enjoyed it a lot and things kind of took off from there.
I love acting because I think it's really fun and I think it's really fun to play a character and be in their mind.
I always love the question, why do you love acting? Because then I reflect on my own experiences and I'm like, why do you like acting? Because it's such a cutthroat industry and there's a lot of no's and sometimes it's really hard. So it's one of those things where it's like you have to love it. You have to love what you're doing. But for me, it always came down to the idea of telling stories and loving that and loving to express myself in different ways. I think I grew up as a very outgoing child and growing up I became like more reserved. But the one thing that I kind of missed is like, I felt like I wasn't able to express myself, especially in those like teenage years when all those insecurities come in and you care so much about what other people think. Yeah, so being able to get up on stage, forget everything that's going on presently in my own life and be able to bring something else to life and put something else on the table other than what I present to the world every other day was so exciting to me and so magical to me. So yeah, that's why I love acting.
I love acting so much because I'm extremely passionate about it. I love being in front of the camera and telling stories. I love people watching and I love bringing real people's stories in front of the camera. I love it.